I am super excited to announce that we now have a formal partnership with the Prospect Wizard. And when I say wizard, I mean wizard. Obviously, you have a website. This allows you to convert your website traffic visitors directly into leads. It's not just another chatbot, and it's not AI, but it allows a visitor to call, text, or leave a voicemail. Immediately goes to you, your sales team, or anyone else in the club instantly. MIT shows a study that if you contact a lead within 10 minutes, chance of them converting goes up 9 times that of the average. We got the Atlanta clubs on it, Vita Fitness, Gold's Gym, Mountainside, City Fitness Philly, College Park. Become one of the next Halo companies to deploy the Wizard. It's easy to use. Go to theprospectwizard.com, get a free 30-day trial. Talk to my boy Dave Gallen. He will get you all set up and let the leads flow based on the Wizard. Go get them. This is Pete Moore on Halo Talks NYC. I have the pleasure of bringing to our audience network Sean McManamy from HealthFitness Corp. He has been an industry veteran, owned by Trustmark, a mutual insurance company with over $2 billion of assets. We're going to talk about the future of managed care. We're going to talk about how companies grow and how they create value, not just for themselves, but for the covered lives of the companies and groups that they facilitate, and what the future is to solve obesity, diabetes, and loneliness. Small things that we're going to cover in 25 minutes. Sean,
Easy.
Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Pete. Thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
So, graduated Marquette, got right into the health and fitness industry, maybe a couple stops, short stops along the way.
I had a few stops along the way, but found my way here.
Yeah. So, how did that evolve from a standpoint of small business, growing it, becoming a public company, then becoming part of Trustmark? Maybe you give a little background on the evolution and where you're at today.
Yeah. So HealthFitness has been around for almost 50 years. We've been doing this for a very, very long time, and was founded back in the 70s as a company called Fitness Systems out in LA. Same time, a company or around that same time, a company in Minneapolis started called HealthFitness. The two of them merged a few years later, and I think we've been we've grown through acquisition, we've grown through merger, we've grown organically over the years, and but the foundation of our business has always been managing corporate fitness programs, corporate fitness centers, and that's still our bread and butter today. Through a lot of twists and turns, through a little something called a pandemic, that's still our focus today, our primary focus. Trustmark acquired HealthFitness 2010, I think 2011, and I was with Trustmark previously. So Trustmark is an employee benefits company, as you said, a mutual company that's been around for 110 years, I think, at this point, based outside of Chicago. And Trustmark has a number of different lines of business of voluntary benefits, worksite voluntary insurance products, small group insurance products, and then was looking to expand the portfolio a bit and acquired HealthFitness, as a way to get more into that fitness and wellness space that employers were asking for. And so it's been 10 or 13 years since Trustmark acquired HealthFitness. I have, as I said, I was with Trustmark during the acquisition, and we love the opportunity to be able to get in and get in on the ground floor physically in these locations where these employers are and where these people are working out. And it's been a good run, as I said, not without its twists and turns. But as we sit here today, HealthFitness, we've got about over 2,000 associates around the country who are working at client sites today. We've got managing probably 400 plus sites for about 140 clients, mostly corporate, but we also have a sizable block of hospital wellness centers, medical fitness, as well as some university, campus recreation programs, some community centers. And so again, we've had a lot of twists and turns over the years, but ultimately we're doing what we love, and we're doing our core, and that's managing fitness programs.
As you look at the history of managing locations, and I looked at this, 10, 15 years ago, some of it was just kind of staffing the health club that was, on the campus. And there was always a question of, how many years can you get on those types of contracts?
Yeah.
Then it seems to flip to, hey, let's talk to the CFO and show him the economics, or show her the economics of actually providing robust programs let us get in there and actually have a relationship with your employees, not as just part of the corporate intranet that they can go to,
Yep.
but let's actually build a relationship, set up, programs directly for what their illnesses are or what kind of things they're dealing with. So how do you view the relationship kind of changing and morphing into a much higher level of, you've got athletes in your company. That's your human capital. You got
Yep.
to keep those people healthy. Yeah, we've got insurance savings, but we also, if people are actually doing their exercise, workouts, feeling good, they're probably going to stay longer,
Yeah.
and you've got a network effect. So, how has that kind of evolved, and how do you feel about the conversations you're having now versus, maybe at the entry point?
Yeah, and it's evolved even over the last couple of years, right? Since COVID, it's evolved in a big way. But interesting. You mentioned staffing, right, and the duration of these contracts. Our average client has been with us for, I think, a little over 14 years.
Well,
Um, but the clients that churn, the clients that that we tend to that come in and we do a 3-year contract and they're out, tend to be the ones that look at us more as a staffing company, right? If what you're looking for is a staffing company, I had one client that I was talking to, one of our larger clients. It was during COVID, and she and I would connect all the time just to kind of touch base and see how things were going. And she said, Sean, if I was looking for a staffing company, I could go hire Kelly Services, and it would be a hell of a lot cheaper than what I'm paying you. And that's not why we hire Health Fitness. That's not why we partner with Health Fitness. We look at you as much more than a staffing company. You're a part of our company. I had clients, Pete, during COVID who were laying their own employees off before they were coming to us to cut our employees because they said, what your people are doing for our people at this time as everybody's going home and the world's in upheaval, we need you now more than we needed you when you were just coming in here every day and running the program on site. So, I would say that's been a really interesting evolution.
when you think about URSA and the data that's provided on how many members are working out, how many people are going to bricks and mortar, I'm not sure they're capturing all the relationships and tentacles that you have into employees that maybe are not going to a club because you're servicing that, internally. So we might be missing a chunk of people that actually are getting results and are, getting the work done.
Yeah.
What are some of the things that have happened that you say, wow, I can't believe they asked us to do that? Or, hey, this employee participation in this program, we've never seen that level of participation before.
Yeah, I mean, I will say that when we look at our data, certainly from sheer membership standpoint, number of members of our client fitness centers, we're down from where we were pre-COVID on the corporate side. On the health system wellness center side, we're actually back up to 100%, maybe even bigger than we were pre-COVID. But the membership is still creeping up, and that's a function, of course, of companies are starting and stopping with their return to office. Are you coming in or are you not coming in? Is it 2 days, 3 days, 4 days? Are we going to enforce it? Or are we not going to enforce it? So it's still very squishy. It's starting to get a little more solidified, I think, as we go on. But one of the things that we're definitely finding is that the people who are coming in and the people who are using the fitness centers, they're more active now than they were pre-COVID. So the number of visits per month per member is up. The number of active of active members is up. So we're definitely seeing. And I think that's a function. It's a function of, yes, people realized during COVID how important it was to stay in shape and to get healthy. But I think there's also, and what we're really seeing, and I'll bring this back to your question about our clients and what they're asking for and what the value is and what we do. It's not so much about the CFO and ROI at this point. I think
Right.
now they're really looking to us to say, we're trying to create the sense of community inside of our company, right? And particularly, they were trying to do it before. They're definitely trying to do it now as we've got people who are fully on site, fully hybrid, fully virtual all the time. How do we create and strengthen this sense of community? And I think that's what more and more what our clients are looking for us to do is to help them create that community, foster that community. The fitness center, yeah, is it a place that I can go downstairs? And we've got one. I'm here in the Trustmark headquarters. We've got a great fitness center, as you would imagine, downstairs. and I'll go down when I'm done with you, and I'll go work out for 45 minutes. But it's also a place for people to just connect, to go to that group exercise class and be able to spend some time with their fellow employees that, everybody's busy during the day. It's a place for them to just go and unwind. And, even if they're not doing a hard workout, it's a place where community can be fostered. And I think more and more, that's what our clients are saying. That's what we're looking for you to do, is to help us create this place that people want to come back to the office, that they're not saying, no, I'm going to stay in my basement.
This is Pete Moore. I want to let you in on a little secret. There's this company called Promotion Vault, and what they do is they give out rewards from retailers that allow you to incentivize your members without having to do 0 down and 1 month free, or giving away shakes or giving away t-shirts. What you want to do is build a rewards program that lasts, that people value, and that doesn't discount your own products and services. So here's the deal. There's something called Rewards Vault. The Rewards Vault is going to allow a member to set up their own profile. They are going to answer questions. You are going to get those answers. You're going to be able to target those members, and you're going to reward them inside your club, inside your spa, and outside of the club and outside of the spa, to get them to become loyal, to get them to pay their monthly dues, and to be rewarded properly for the actions. A lot of companies are cutting back on rewards. You shouldn't be. Promotion Vault's your answer. Trust me, this is real. As you look at some of the boutique studios that have proliferated, or look at some of the, architecture and design of some of these larger health clubs, how much of that are you kind of pulling back in and saying, hey, look, we're actually going to compete with them on a programming basis, on an experience basis, and then basically going back to the corporations and saying, if you want this, we want to basically provide the same type of, experience, and have them not go to LA Fitness, to have them come here, and we're going to get the benefits of the relationship building. They're not going to be leaving, so we got more time that they're spending inside the company. And it's probably much bigger retention opportunity on the side of the employees saying they're catering to all my needs.
Yeah, no, it's a good question, Pete. I guess I'll say a couple of things. We certainly are seeing clients who are, I would say it's single site, it's on-site corporate, it's also multi-tenant, right? That amenities are important, and trying to create really great experiences for employees to come back, whether that's the fitness center, whether that's, the cafeteria, whether that's all the other amenities that, everybody's in a war for talent right now. And so we are definitely seeing a lot of our clients saying we need to up our game here. It's not enough to have the space that we've had. And it was a nice space, and we had decent equipment, and we've been, running a nice program, but there's certainly clients who are looking to invest more, build out bigger, better, nicer spaces, better equipment, more programming. I think, we're certainly, we've been hearing that. We've been expanding our product portfolio over the last couple of years on site. Even, assisted stretching is a big thing now, right? And so we've just rolled out an assisted stretching program that we're able to deploy out across our block of business. So doing things that otherwise people might need to go to some of those boutique studios for. But we also, about a year ago, during as the pandemic was going on, we acquired a company called Fit Reserve, which, as you know, Fit Reserve is a gym network, that has specialized in those boutique studios, we're continuing to build out that network as a supplement for our clients who, we can say, you know what, we can do it on site. We can we can do the classes. We can do more than what we used to do, but we can also give your people the opportunity to go out and go to those boutique spin classes or boutique Pilates studios that give them more choice than just even what they have on site. So I think we've been, hearing that from our clients and certainly trying to respond to the needs.
So given that you are servicing these programs and benefits to the employees, do they know that this is Trustmark and this is HealthFitness, or do they deem it as if they didn't ask, would they think that it's being provided by the employer?
Yeah, I mean, the short answer is it's the latter. If they didn't ask or if they didn't know, And it really does depend on what the employer wants to do. I mean, we have clients who, our folks are wearing their shirts branded with their logo. I mean, we're not tell them that we work for the client when we don't, but it's very branded to the employer. We have some that are very comfortable with no, we go ahead, wear the health fitness stuff. We want to promote the fact that we've brought in expertise from the outside to run this. But I think on a day-to-day basis, it's always been the case that people are surprised sometimes when they find out, wait a minute, geez, I've seen Joe, Joe's been working here. He's been down in the fitness center for 5-6 years. I see him in the cafeteria. He's been walking around. You don't work here? Really?
Right.
And that's good because to me, that says that what we've done is that our people have ingrained themselves into the culture of these respective employers, because that's important because nobody's the same. So it's not going to happen on day one, but we need them and want them to feel like they're a part of that client and as well as, of course, it's a part of health fitness.
Yeah. I would think maybe over time, given that there's more retailers like a Best Buy, they kind of segment out, different areas, or a Macy's will kind of have, different brands that take up floor space.
Yeah.
We've got investment in something called Higher Dose infrared sauna kind of boutique that was inside of Equinox.
Okay.
If Equinox did it on their own, it might not have been the same, grand opening that is in the studio. So I would think maybe over time, given at least what I've known about health fitness for years, you're an authority. We've got that inside of our corporation. I would think that over time that potentially would be a big benefit to a company. But they obviously we got to think about what they want to do and what they don't. But
yeah, and again, I think there is, and we've even seen some larger clients who have maybe been insourcing programs for a long time, and now they're saying, you know what, we want to bring in the people who really know what they're doing here, because we want to elevate that employee experience, and they're very happy to tell their employees that we're bringing in Health Fitness to run this program because Health Fitness runs programs like this for hundreds of employers around the country, and they're the best at it, and so they're proud to talk about that as an enhanced experience for their employees.
So some of the companies I've looked at in the space historically didn't have the ability to communicate directly with the employees, or had pretty low engagement rates because they were basically blocked out of building that relationship. Has that changed dramatically given COVID and given mental health issues, that they're saying, look, if I've got best in class as a partner, I actually want to get the engagement up. I want people to be part of these programs and not just, hey, we've got a health club, it's best in class, but I'm actually going to try and up my game and provide these things and kind of push you into it for your benefit, versus saying, I don't want you emailing me. I don't want you emailing any of the employees directly. Has that changed at all?
Yeah, I would say it has changed, and it has. I would say that employers have gotten more willing to let us communicate directly. It's still not. It's we don't have unfettered access, which we'd love to have all the time, but we understand that we're competing with a lot of other benefits and a lot of other employer programs, and people can just feel like they're getting deluged, right? So we certainly work in coordination, and we try to be smart about it. But again, I think that's the beauty of having, as I said, over 2,000 people out there on site at the client sites, walking around, not just in the fitness center, but walking around the building and walking around the cafeteria, is that we can have those one-on-one. Those are easy. Nobody's stopping us from having those conversations, right? And so our people building relationships with the client's employees on site is, what we found is, that's the strongest way to build engagement, is to have somebody sit down and say, hey, let me talk to you. Let me tell you what we're doing. And I understand that you haven't worked out in 10 years. No problem. Come in. We got lots of people like that. We're going to help you out.
This is Pete Moore. Here's the last tip for you of the podcast. We are partnered up with a company called Higher Dose, higherdose.com. They are the leader in workout recovery products, infrared technology, LED light masks, neck enhancers, and other products such as PEMF mats and sauna blankets. If you have not gotten on the workout recovery train yet, your time and your stop is now. You got to get these products in there before these workout recovery and spas end up saturating your market. Having your members walk out of the club and going into one of their locations for $200 per month, where they're paying $39 to you. Let's become an expert in workout recovery if we are already an authority in workouts. Higher Dose, check it out. There's a wholesale code, and we look forward to helping you augment your products and services to meet the demands of your members. And hey, let's get people happy, healthy, and sweating, and the recovery should be just as good as the workout. So pivoting to how you're growing the business,
Yeah.
as part of Trustmark, you can make acquisitions, you can do tuck-ins, you can do something larger, you can just build it on your own. So what kind of lens do you look through? And, not going down to a granular level, but what are some of the
Yeah.
things that are interesting to you that piques your attention?
Yeah. Well, coming out of COVID, and COVID obviously was a very difficult time for us as well as for all of our competitors and everyone in this industry, right? It was an existential crisis there for a while. Were we going to survive this? And obviously, and thankfully, we all did. We survived. I would say we Health Fitness, we came out stronger on the other side than we were going in, if you ask me, right? Because it drove a lot of innovation that maybe was on the roadmap, but we didn't have the luxury of a roadmap anymore. It was okay. We've got to get a lot sharper with our digital delivery, et cetera. So I do think we came out stronger, and we're looking hard at this industry, and we think that despite the fact that it's still coming back, right? And we've done a lot of market research, and just purely on the corporate side, the market is still not recovered to pre-COVID. It's going to get there eventually, but we love this space, and we are ready to grow, and we're ready to invest to grow. And so, do we see organic opportunities for sure? We're starting. We're seeing some really nice opportunities out there in the market. We're getting a lot of calls. Are there inorganic opportunities? We certainly see that as a possibility as well. As I said, it's been a challenge for a lot of folks. Maybe a lot of our competitors, they might not have been as well capitalized going in and coming out. Right? We've got the benefit of having a very large, stable mutual company behind us that is, that has our back and that is willing to invest in us. And not everyone has that luxury. So we're certainly looking at opportunities to grow organically, but definitely inorganically as well.
Yeah, and just one educational component for any of these early stage companies. The venture capital market is playing a different game than the private equity market and strategic acquisition. So multiples of revenue or multiples of something that doesn't really exist, that doesn't play on our playing field.
Yeah.
So it's a cash flow, it's a buy versus build. It's something that maybe is incremental on the client side. How do you have some of these conversations where somebody comes in and says, my pre-money was X? It's like, well, that's kind of irrelevant to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I think, certainly to the extent that there are folks out there who have really interesting capabilities that might be a benefit to across our block of business, we look at that. But as we look inorganically, I think to your point, Pete, we're looking for, what let us see what's the block look like, and what's the size of the block, and what's the profitability. It's we are very, very good at managing these programs, and we know how important scale is. And I think that's the piece that we can provide, and that's important to us. So I agree with you. It's what's probably not so much on a prayer and a promise of what might come.
And as some of these connected fitness or digital companies, maybe they'll merge, maybe the VCs will give up on them. As you look at those opportunities, you're pitching, a founder to say, look, this is a good home, that this is a good outcome. I'm going to take care of your employees. You're going to be much part of a much larger entity. You're not going to have as much stress on a daily basis. You could go to all of our programs downstairs as well to relieve some of your stress and your financial stress, and not hitting your milestones that you had a hockey stick on. How are those conversations? Is it too early for people to understand that? Or do you think that it's kind of sinking in?
Well, I guess I would say that I think a lot of the folks in our industry, competitors of ours across the country, smaller, regional, these are a lot of times we're talking about, these are family businesses, right? That have been in the family for 10, 15, 20, 30 years. And, I definitely know that taking care of their people and taking care of their clients is absolutely of utmost importance to them. And it should be, and I think, when we have those conversations, we can talk about a track record of doing that. I think one of the things that we are very well known for in the industry, and that I think we do better than anybody else, is you talked about our employees, and do the clients' people think that they work for the client or they think for us? They're embedded in the client culture every day, but we have a strong, strong connection to all of our folks out in the field, back to Health Fitness. We support them not just with great benefits, et cetera, but also with continuing education and with networking opportunities. And, that's one of the things that we hear a lot of times when we're taking over the management of the facility, maybe from somebody else, is from the employees who say, wow, we feel more supported with Health Fitness than we ever felt before with previous employers. And so we're proud of that. And I think we hang our hat on that as we talk to folks about potential opportunities for inorganic growth as well.
And then the last question I have for you is, as these opportunities kind of surface, or where you want to hunt, how much of that is, you guys saying, hey, this could be interesting to our client base, or maybe there's certain demands that are coming, say, hey, can you do this for me? Can you do that for me? And then you kind of turn around and say, yeah, there's enough inertia that we'll either build it or we'll go and buy it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that, as I said, we're in growth mode and we're in investment mode, and we'll make those investments in a way that makes sense, right? I mean, at the end of the day, we're talking about really advanced digital stuff, and you hear a lot now. You're starting to hear about AI, and we're not gonna build that. We've got no business doing that. There's other folks out there who are spending a lot of time and money, even losing a lot of money right now trying to figure that out. We'll let them do that.
Right.
And we'll go out and bring that expertise in at the right time. So I think, our bread and butter, and what our clients are just asking for, is we just want to create really great experiences for our people in the fitness center, at home, whether they're working out on our Health Fitness 360, which is our mobile application where they can view streaming classes live from their employer work site, whether it's at a gym network in between. They're really trying to elevate the experience for their employees, and we're just trying to be there for them and make sure that we can support that any way we can.
Well, that's great. So we'll do a follow-up in a couple of years. We'll go from
Sounds
2,000
great.
to 4,000, and we'll have all the AI we can share. I mean, we'll do an AI interview and just know what we're
I
talking
love
about.
it. This is AI right now, for all I know.
Yeah, right. I gotcha. All right, man. Well, welcome to the Halo sector as a new acronym for you. And congrats on the Fit Reserve acquisition, and being in a position to be a growth platform, which other people are trying to figure out, how do I kind of get back to COVID versus, hey, let's grow this and let's really, make a difference, and, do it with employers that really should be providing these benefits more and more. And I think you're on the right track, and look forward to reading the press releases.
Sounds great, Pete. Thanks for having me. It's been fun.